Good evening. I'm Tom Rione, Chairman of the Public Works Committee, and we're meeting at 5:30 p.m. on Tuesday, July 2nd, 2013. We're in the first floor conference room at City Hall. With that, we'll just go around the room and people can introduce themselves.
Marion Hokamp on the committee.
Dave Lasmus, City Engineer.
Joe Eichstead, Design Engineer.
Scott Kellogg, District Alderman of the 3rd District.
All right, and with that then, we'll get going with our agenda. I call the meeting to order. Item number 1. Number 2 is a request from Harold and Helen Streekstra that homeowners that have conditional use permits to operate an in-home business pay an additional fee for the extra garbage that is collected. Dave?
Okay, I talked to Jim Borski, our Public Works Superintendent, and they've been handling it internally. If a home business or a CBRF, which is a community-based residential facility, has more than 3 garbage cans, that's the limit. They're classified as a business, and then he directs them that they have to get their own garbage picked up. And that's pretty much solved it. I've talked to Helen Streetstra, and she is in agreement with it. She actually watched Violi or Advanced Disposal picking up one of the CBRFs in her neighborhood. So I guess we can take, this is done, we can take it off of our referral list. It was handled internally.
Okay, without objection, we'll just remove it, or do you want a motion?
No.
There's no action, so.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
Yeah, you can remove it probably under
Yeah.
referrals.
Yeah,
Right, yeah.
All right. With that, we'll go to item number 3. Preliminary resolutions for sanitary sewer, water main, sanitary, and water leads, curb and gutter, sidewalk, concrete driveway approaches, and permanent street surfacing on, and we have 6 different ones here. A is 17th Avenue North between Green Bay Street and Rosecrans Street. Dave, should we just do one at a time?
Okay. Okay, that is a request from Wood County Highway to extend our project up past their highway garage. I guess they have water problems and they'd want a urban section in there with storm sewers. So this preliminary resolution just puts everybody on notice that it's a possible project and we'll go to public hearing. So this is the first step in a construction project. So we're recommending a preliminary resolution and then go into public hearing.
Was any thought given to going any farther with that?
At this point, we haven't. I guess there isn't a need to go any further at this point. I think our utilities are all fairly new in that area.
Yeah, there's a section of water main north of, what's the next road up there, Engle?
Engle, yeah.
North of
Jefferson is the next one.
Engle. Jefferson and then Engle. I think it was up by Engle. It was, water line had some breaks in there that they thought it was bad, but they dug up a couple spots last year, I believe, and it looked a lot better than they had thought it was, so they decided not to do that.
Okay. Just from going out there and looking at it, I wonder if there's thought or need to go any further than that, so.
Well, it's an unusual street. It's actually under county maintenance. So what happens is the county pays for the 2 travel lanes, and then it's like a regular city street there, the wide, the curb and gutter, and we just do special assessments on that. Ran through the normal way.
Okay, committee, any questions?
No.
I'd entertain a motion then to do whatever, I guess.
I'll make that motion. Move it on.
Okay.
I'll second it.
The motion and a second to proceed with this preliminary resolution. All in favor, committee, will say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Number B under 3, or letter B under number 3, 7th Street North between Oak Street and East Grand Avenue.
Okay, first thing I gotta do is we gotta correct, that's actually 7th Street South, because Oak is, we had the wrong, or I had the wrong under there. And then this one, This one was brought to our attention from Jim Borski in his annual street check that it's in need of reconstruction. So we're recommending a preliminary resolution to reconstruct the street. I don't think we've checked the underground utilities yet.
Not yet, no.
Well, it seems to me to be in kind of rough shape there, so.
Yeah, we did Sixth Street, last year.
Yeah, But when this goes to a public hearing, you'll have the other, water that all,
Yeah, we'll have the water,
everything all.
we'll have that
What has to,
to the
Yeah.
committee, I think usually about a week, well, before the meeting,
Yeah.
we give you everything about the
Yeah.
underground. We'll get it TV'd and we'll know what condition the sewer, storm, and sanitary
Yeah,
are.
that's the main thing.
I'll make a
Yeah.
motion to accept that.
okay.
I'll second
We
it.
have a motion and a second to accept the staff's recommendation to move on with this from the preliminary resolution. Committee will vote, all in favor respond with aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. C under number 3, that's the alley between Mead Street, Third Street South, Elm Street, and Sherman Street.
Okay, we got a correction on that one. It's Fourth Street instead of Third Street.
Well, that's what I thought when I was
Yeah.
going around there.
Now, is this the alley that I brought to your attention? With
I
the tree?
Yeah, the tree, yeah, that's the one.
This is the alley?
Yeah, Jim Borski had been contacted by a number of people that want to
Yeah,
rebuild.
there's about
Mhm.
5 or 6 in that neighborhood.
Right, the tree's gonna be a problem because I guess it's partly on the right of way and partly off the right of way, and the property owner doesn't,
Mhm.
at this point, doesn't wanna have it removed.
Yeah, but it's a tree.
She doesn't mind having it removed, I think she wants maybe the city to remove it. So that might be an issue that we have to talk about, or they have to talk about, or somebody.
Yeah, it's something to typically, well, if we look at the grades and we need to change the grade of the alley and the trees in our grading limits, we have removed trees as part of the project.
Okay. Is that for that one block?
It'd be
It'd
2
be
blocks,
2
isn't it?
blocks. Yeah, 2
Mhm.
blocks.
Okay,
Mead to Chestnut and then Chestnut to
that's what I
Sherman.
thought. I just want to make sure.
Yeah,
That'll be just like the alley we did on Second Avenue, which I think turned out pretty good. That project gets from the expressway bridge to Second Avenue, that alley, comes around from First.
Mhm.
We had a lot of people concerned about that for years. I don't know, I think we had 2 or 3 hearings and
Yeah.
we finally did it and everybody seems to be happy.
That's good.
So after a lot of discussion, so we'll
Yeah.
build it the same way. It's
Yeah.
like built like half a street, so we get positive drainage to one side.
Yeah, I'm glad you have it on there. So I'll make a motion to accept that.
I'll second it.
okay, we have a motion and a second to accept this recommendation to proceed on from preliminary resolution. Any further questions? If not, committee will vote. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have that. D under number 3, that's First Street North between Cherry Street and 200 feet north of Poplar Street.
You wanna explain that one?
Joe?
Yeah, we have the block south of there already. We have a public hearing already done on that one from Spring Street to Cherry Street. And when we went to have everything televised, we went a block further each way. And this section to the north, this block that's in here is the storm sewer, I believe. The storm and sanitary are both clay, but the storm's been in there longer. It was the old combination line. And that one's all cracked up and falling apart. So that's why we'd like to add that in and do it at the same time.
How far is 200 feet north of that? Does that go past the end of the block,
I
Joe?
think it's
Because,
about 2 lots.
just,
Yeah, the sanitary storm, I can't remember which one though. It goes up.
Ash is the
this
next
goes a
street
little bit
there.
Past there.
okay.
So this 200 feet is a little bit past the end of the, one of the sewers dead ends, about 100 feet north of the intersection. And so we went a little bit further just to make sure that we, get everything included in there.
Any other
Any
comments?
questions by anybody?
I'll make the motion to.
I'll second that. We have a motion and a second to proceed from the preliminary resolution for First Street North between Cherry Street to 200 feet north of Poplar Street. If there's no further questions, committee will vote. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. E under number 3, Third Avenue North between West Grand Avenue and West Jackson Street.
This one's a request from Water and Light. They need to replace their water main in this section. When we did Grand Avenue 2 years ago, we did Second Avenue and part of Jackson. And now we gotta come around, well, the next one completes the circuit water main replacement.
And this section of water main right now has failed. They've, since the reconstruction of West Grand Avenue, this section has broken, and they've had to valve it off, and they're still feeding the mill back around Second Avenue, off of West Grand Avenue.
Luckily, we did that one when we did West Grand, so they,
So it was good.
yeah.
I would make a motion to accept that.
I'll second that. We have a motion and a second to proceed on with, from Third Avenue North between West Grand Avenue and West Jackson Street. If there's no further discussion, committee will vote. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
And opposed, ayes have it. F under number 3, West Jackson Street between Second Avenue North and Third Avenue North.
That's
Yeah,
same part of the
Yeah.
project.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it. We have a motion and a second to proceed with item F here. That's the from West Jackson Street between Second Avenue North and Third Avenue North. If there's no further discussion, we'll vote. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. Dave, just want, do you have any idea when we'll move on with these? Or?
When did we, in September, we were gonna have the hearings?
I think September is what we're shooting for right now.
Yeah, these would be, I know the alley, they requested it to be a 2014 project,
And that was my next question, which ones are gonna
and,
So the
consider for 2014?
the water main on Third Avenue in
Yeah.
Jackson, that was requested in 2014, Water and Light is. They're hoping anyway. And then 17th Avenue North between Green Bay and Rosecrans, that's a 2015. Because this, the first section we're doing next year from Grand to Green Bay. And then this section we would probably put in, I think we've got it listed in 2015.
we didn't pencil in 7th yet. It's a new project, we haven't scheduled 7th yet.
And then First Street was penciled in for 2014.
In the alley?
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can do it in 2014.
Okay.
We've got a number of projects scheduled for 2014. We're just starting the budget cycle. And there's always a bunch that get pushed back till the next year.
Yep. All right.
How many of ours have you pushed back to next year? That, that should have been on this 13.
What did we push back this year? Trying to think, we did, well, the parking lots I know, they got pushed, the City Hall parking lot, the Dixon parking lot,
Yeah, those got-
street projects. I know there was one, I just can't think
About
of it.
10th Street.
10th Street was pushed back.
We're hoping to do that one in conjunction
and
with
10th.
9th Street. But then that got pushed back.
17th, I think we were figuring at one time to do.
Yeah. Part of it just depends on
Yeah,
how much it can be
that's it,
funded
yeah.
and then we usually try to have a couple extra there in case just things fit together.
Mhm. That ain't bad though.
In case we get a problem, a right-of-way problem
Yeah.
or something that we can't solve in a year, we can substitute in another project.
All right, item number 4, that's to review the proposed 2013 Public Works project schedule.
So Joe, this week, we just paved Locust Street and 23rd Avenue. They did that yesterday. So those streets are mostly finished. The grass and stuff is still coming in. And then 9th Street South, Peach to Saratoga, they're currently at Oak Street. They've got the first 2 blocks on the north end. All the underground work is done, and they were working on getting those 2 blocks gravelled. And then they're taking off from Oak Street intersection and going south. And East Grand should be open for the 4th this weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
So
That's what they said at the
they won't be that far yet to close that down until probably next week sometime.
All right. Let's see.
After 9th Street, the crew will be headed to First Street. So we'll be working on the sanitary sewer and the water main. And after that, it'll be Pepper Avenue, First Street south to Sampson Street. And that project will finish up our construction year.
Oh, and then we got dredging Romansky ditch, some
Yeah.
we haven't got on the schedule, but we
No.
got approval to do it sometime late this year. The First Street project, I'm still waiting to hear. I'm assuming we got the right-of-way certified. I haven't gotten a call from them in a couple of weeks. I'm kind of, I suppose I gotta ask them. I didn't want to bug them, because usually when I call them, then they want 6 or 7 different things, but now I haven't heard from them in a couple of weeks, so we should be on schedule. They would have told me if they weren't gonna bid it out. So the bid letting is August, mid-August, and then the contractor will start on First Street mid-September and do First Street from Baker up to Apricot this year, and then 2014 do the roundabout in front of the courthouse, and then First Street to the Jackson Street Bridge.
Okay,
That's a big project.
be good when it's done.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Item 5, review the referral list. And I guess the 2010, number 25, we can take off. That was our item number 1 tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. And before unless somebody has something else here.
No.
Before we end, I guess I'd like to thank River Cities Community Access for televising this, and they'll be replaying it again over the next couple of weeks. So, with that, item number 6.
Motion to adjourn.
Second. We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor respond by aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. With that, we'll end the Public Works meeting at 5:50. Good evening.